Welcome back, 4460. This will be the only video that I put out this week, and it's going to be a hastily put together midterm study guide of our 5 IT management topics. My on-ground section is still going through WordPress security plugins and features that I think is necessary for WordPress, and I've already done videos on that, so hopefully you've seen those videos. But our midterm exam is going to be this week, and it's going to be 100% IT management topics. Our first week was Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you recall, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is the theory that whenever we have a need, none of the other needs at higher levels of the strata are important. We have to fulfill needs at the lower levels of strata before we can work on needs at higher levels of strata. If your goal in life is to write a book, then you have to fulfill all of the needs up to self-actualization in order to write that book. So on the exam, I'm going to give you a long list of needs, and you must place the needs in the appropriate strata of the hierarchy of needs. So what are the 5 strata? Physiological. That's your food, clothing, shelter, water. Your safety needs. That's knowing that roads and bridges are going to be safe whenever you cross them. That's laws, that your stuff won't get stolen, or if your stuff does get stolen, there's going to be some sort of punishment against the people who stole your stuff. Social needs, that is friends and family. There is esteem, that's awards, that's job titles, that's offices with windows, and the appropriate job raises that come with those things. And then there's self-actualization. That's things like working for community organizations, writing books, things of that nature. Stuff that doesn't quite fit into the lower 4 strata. So you'll be given a long list of needs, and you'll have to figure out which need goes in which strata. Budgeting was our second week, and you will have to answer questions about a budget. And don't worry, you can use a calculator on this. You will be given a personal budget, and you'll be asked to determine how many months of work it will take for a mythical personal budget to amass 8 months in savings. So that's going to be a question. You're going to have a few other questions about the personal budget, but that's probably the big one. And you'll be given a work budget over the course of 4 months. You'll be given a list of income and then a list of expenses. You add up the income per month, you subtract the expenses, and that will give you the net total for that month. And then you have to carry it over from month to month to figure out the overall cash flow at the end of each month for 4 months. And again, you can use a calculator. Our third week was all about Porter's 5 forces. And this one's really straightforward. You'll be asked to define Porter's 5 forces. And then second, you will be given an example industry, hopefully one that you're familiar with, given that you're in the IT field because you're watching my video. It's going to be IT related. And then be tasked with outlining an example force against a company for each of the 5 forces. All right, so study up on the 5 forces. Our fourth week was all about SWOT analysis. I want you to know all about the purpose of SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis helps a company understand its position with regards to strengths and weaknesses and internal and external influences. I want you to define each part of SWOT, in other words, the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats, and how it aligns with positive and negative internal and external forces. And then I'm going to give you a mythical company, and I want you to list 2 properties for each of the 4 quadrants of SWOT analysis for a mythical company. And because it's mythical, obviously the company is not real, but it's based on a company that is very well known that you should be familiar with. So, and I do this so that a student can't give me the excuse, well, I didn't know about your company. So there you go. It's a mythical company. You can give me plausible forces that would be working for or against this mythical company. Okay. Our fifth week was the BCG matrix. I want you to find the purpose of the BCG matrix. The BCG matrix is used in order to help a company categorize its own brands, products, and services. I want you to define the 4 quadrants of a BCG matrix. In other words, the stars, cash cows, question marks, and dogs. Those are the 4 quadrants. And once again, I'm going to provide you with a mythical company and 4 products made by this mythical company. And then you'll need to read the description of each and assign them to each of the 4 quadrants of the BCG matrix. And once again, this mythical company is going to be based on a real company, and the 4 products are made by are going to be real products made by a mythical company. And then hopefully, based on the descriptions, you'll be able to understand what quadrant I'm trying to aim you towards based on this description. And you may even be able to figure out the actual product that I'm describing for each of these. I don't think they're all made by the same company. I had to splurge and split them up across multiple companies, but you might be able to figure this out based on the descriptions of each. So as long as you understand the quadrants and then you can understand the language of my descriptions, you should be able to divide the products into the 4 quadrants. Great. That concludes my midterm exam review. This was a short video, but still it should give you a jumping off point to the topics that I want you to cover for the course. The exam opens up on Wednesday and ends on Friday at 5 o'clock. There you go. Thank you so much.